Alright, and welcome to the Ultimate Guide to Angles, Level 1. Now, in this very first one, it says solve for the measure of angle AKB. So I think the first thing we always want to do is label this. And notice this is actually the first problem from the assignment. So your notes are actually going to be part of the correct answer for number 1. So it says find the measure of AKB. So I want to go ahead and I want to start at A, and I want to go to K, and then I want to go to B. And so I know that I'm talking about this angle right there in the middle. Then it also gives us this information, AB, is ask yourself, what do those two vertical lines mean? Well, they mean that the lines are parallel. So we're saying that this line, AB, is parallel to this line, DC, and we can notate that by putting a little arrow there and an arrow there. Remember, the same number of arrows means that they're parallel, so if I put 2 arrows here, I have to put 2 arrows there. Okay, so we know those two lines are parallel, and why is that important? Well, it's kind of hard to see this initially, but when you learn to, you can kind of extend this line here, you can extend that line there, and what you'll notice is that this angle 36 right here must be congruent to that angle right there because they are alternate interior angles. So if this is 36, then that must be 36. Okay. And let's switch up our colors here. And so wait a second, by that same logic, if I were to think about this line being extended and that line being extended, this 12 is an alternate interior angle to that 12. And so it's not super difficult from there to see it. As I look at this triangle, well, check it out. I have 2 angles of the triangle. Or I could look at this bottom triangle. It really doesn't matter. I have 2 angles of that triangle. So let's just kind of draw one of these triangles separately. Let's pick the bottom one. No, you know what? We're looking for the angle on top, so let's pick the top angle. In fact, let me clean that up. Okay, let's pick this top triangle, and you can just kind of see like, hey, if this is our point A, and this is our point B, and then it meets down here at K, we're looking for that angle. And of course, we see a 36 degrees, and we see a 12 degrees, and let's give this one 3 angle markings to show that it's different. And the question is, when you have a triangle, how do you find the third missing angle? Well, we add those two up. 36 plus 12, which appears to be 48 degrees. And then, of course, we know that all 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180. So 180 minus 48 degrees, that should give us 132. You can check me on your calculator. All right, let's move on to our next example. Okay, so this is going to be problem number 4 from your assignment. And why is this one more difficult? Well, you have to fill in all of the information. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says solve for the measure of angle CKB. Let's see, where's CKB? And you're going to notice that CKB is actually, here's C, here's K, and here's B. It's actually kind of like on the outside of those 2 triangles. So this one could be a little bit trickier. But let's go ahead and see what sort of information they give us. They tell us that, once again, this line AB is parallel to DC, so we can do, let's just do 1 arrow and 1 arrow. Okay, so from here, what's the next thing? DCK is 57 degrees. Let's see, D, here's C, here's K. So we're talking about this angle right here. And let me just kind of go ahead and draw a little arrow there, because that's a tight squeeze. Let's say, you know what, that is 57 degrees. And then we also know that KBA, let's see here, we know that KBA is 25. So let's see, let's call this one KBA, and that is 25 degrees. Well, because these lines are parallel, guess what? I also know that this angle over here must be alternate interior angles with that one, so that'll be 25 degrees. And going back to the orange, I see that this angle right here must be an alternate interior angle with this 57, so it's 57 degrees as well. Now, this doesn't necessarily get us what we want just yet. What we're going to have to do is we are going to have to find this angle right here first. We're going to have to find DKC. Okay, and let me just kind of go ahead and I'm going to highlight this all in purple and show you all this kind of separately so you don't get too cluttered. All right, but basically what we have is we have the point D, and it goes to the point C, and then it forms a triangle. It looks something like that. Oh, let's make that a little better. And then here's our point K, and if you extend that line, here's point B, and so we're looking for this angle right here. And what things do we know? Well, we know that this one right here is 25 degrees. We know that this one right here is going to be 57 degrees. So let's go ahead and add those. 25 plus 57, 5 plus 7 is 12, and 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8. Now notice that means 1, 2, 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180, so we have to subtract away that 82, and we should get 98 degrees. Once again, please feel free to check me on your calculator. We give this 3 little angle markings and 98 degrees. Well, how in the world do I get to this angle out here? You always want to look for straight lines. Here we have a straight line. And you ask yourself, okay, well if that's a straight line, then this angle 1 and this angle 2, what do those two angles have to add up to? Well, the answer is 180. So we can do 180 minus 98, which of course is going to give us 82. So our angle that we were searching for is going to be 82 degrees. We can even write that in right there, 82 degrees. Alright, I hope that these 2 examples have helped out, and I'll catch y'all in our level 2 video.